I am so glad you're here. I want to introduce you to my springtime carrot cake. I'm pushing aside those fall, warm flavors, and I'm bringing in a bright, fresh flavor for spring. Oranges and carrots are a classic pairing. We'll be using a fresh orange and putting the zest right into our cake along with the fresh juice. We'll be seasoning with cinnamon. We'll also have the nutty flavors of lightly toasted pecans and coconut flakes, and we'll sprinkle in some raisins. This is the absolute perfect centerpiece for your next holiday or celebration. So let's get baking. The recipe is in the description below. Print that out and you can follow along. First, you need to prepare 2 pans. These are 9-inch pans. Grease them and line them with parchment paper. I am using butter. I put just enough on the bottom so that the parchment paper sticks to this. Parchment paper down. Next, we want to lightly toast our pecans and our coconut. You'll need 1 cup of pecan halves. That's 95 grams. Just spread them out on a small tray. You'll need 2/3 of a cup of shredded coconut. That's 65 grams. My oven is preheated, so I will be placing this in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes. You do want to keep a close eye out because these are oily and they can go very quickly from light to dark. So 5 to 7 minutes, set your timer so you don't forget. They got toasted nicely. The coconut looks amazing. Let's get ready to grate our carrots. First, we need to peel them. We'll be grating enough for 2.5 cups or 345 grams. The carrots are done. Ooh, they're so pretty. Now we'll put this into our mixing bowl. This is 2.5 cups or 345 grams. These are beautiful. Next, our bright, fresh flavor. The zest of 1 orange, just grate that right onto the carrots, and then we'll slice this in half and juice the orange. You want to go to about 1/4 cup, which is about 60 milliliters, depending on the size of your orange. If you have a really large one, just don't go any more than 1/4 cup. Look at all this beautiful zest. You can see the oils. There's so much flavor in there. Sprinkle that directly onto your carrots. Pour your squeezed juice through a sieve. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Get all that orange flavor through there. And then we'll set this aside. The pecans are nice and cool. They are lightly toasted. They smell amazing. I'm going to chop these so that they're ready to go. Okay, the pecans are chopped. I just want to show you, the texture is pretty fine. When you're cutting into your cake, if you have really large chunks, it makes the cutting process much more difficult and can tear your cake. So I would go with some finer chunks. Putting these in a bowl and just set them aside so that our coconut is ready to go. Just going to pour this right into a bowl. How pretty it is. This has an amazing flavor when it's toasted. Our stir-ins are now ready. We have our toasted pecans, our toasted coconut, and I also have some raisins over here. This is a half of a cup of raisins. If you don't like any of those things, you certainly don't have to put them in. That is to your preference. Next, we'll combine our dry ingredients. You need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, that's 315 grams. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 10 grams. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 6 grams. 1¼ teaspoons of cinnamon, that's 3 grams. 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt, 6 grams. Give this a good whisk. Once you have the dry ingredients evenly combined, put it aside. Now it's time to combine our wet ingredients. I'm using a paddle mixer. We don't want a whisk because we don't want to add too much air into our batter. You need 4 eggs at room temperature. You can just put them directly into your bowl. Then 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. That's 345 grams. We're going to mix this on low to medium speed for 1 to 2 minutes. We're trying to get the eggs and the sugar incorporated and smooth, but we're not adding too much air into it. If we do that, it will cause the cake to rise and fall. We don't want a lot of structure in this, but we do want the eggs and the sugar to be completely combined. Okay, the eggs and the sugar are looking really combined and the sugar looks like it's dissolving, so it's time to add our oil in. This is 1 1/3 cups of oil, 315 milliliters, and you want to just drizzle it in slowly. If you add the oil in all at one time, it'll overwhelm this batter and cause it to separate. This will allow just a smooth emulsion to take place, so just drizzle it in slowly. We've created a beautiful emulsion here. This is smooth and creamy. That was our goal. That will give us a tender, beautiful crumb in our final carrot cake. Next, we'll add some whole milk and we'll be adding some flavoring. We'll add some vanilla bean paste. Just leave your mixer running on that. I have it on number 2, so it's a medium low. And pour in 2.5 tablespoons of whole milk. This is at room temperature. That's 37 milliliters. Then we're adding 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. That's 12 milliliters. And if you look closely, you can see all the seeds from the vanilla bean in there. That's going to give our cake just a beautiful pop of vanilla flavoring. Now it's time to fold our dry ingredients in. We're doing this by hand so that we don't get a tough texture. We want to make sure that we're not over mixing. We'll do this in 2 batches so that, again, we're not overwhelming the batter, which if you add it all in at one time, you have to mix it too much, and mixing it too much can make it tough and dense. So we're doing it in 2 batches. And you just want to gently fold. I smell orange and cinnamon and vanilla. There's some amazing smells coming up from this bowl. When you have it almost combined and you still see some flour in there, add your next bunch. Carrots are 80 to 90% water, so we wanted to make sure that we have a nice, sturdy, structured batter before we add those carrots in. So now it's time to add the carrots and our stir-ins in, and we are ready to get this carrot cake in the oven. Now it's time to divide the batter evenly between our two prepared pans. Once your batter is evenly distributed between your two pans, place them in the oven. Set your timer for about 30 minutes and just start checking them around 30 minutes. They should take between 30 and 40 minutes. When you insert a toothpick in the center, it should come out mostly clean, and that's how you'll check for doneness. Let your cakes rest in the pans that they're in for 10 minutes, and then we'll invert them onto a cooling rack. The cakes have rested for 10 minutes. Take a very thin spatula, I'm using an offset spatula, or a thin knife, and just work your way around the edge of the pan just to make sure nothing is sticking. Once you've done that, I'm sharing a pro tip with you. I have been disappointed more than once to come to my cake after it cooled and have it be stuck to the cooling rack and kind of gooey. Take a cooling rack, and you want to invert this onto this rack. So just flip it over. Take the pan off. Make sure that you remove the parchment paper. And then you want to flip this back to right side up right away. Flip it back over. And you will not have any sticky, gooey cake to deal with. You'll thank me. Now these cakes need to completely cool. We don't want any hint of warm in them because we'll be putting a cream cheese frosting on the cakes, and they're sensitive. The cream cheese frosting would be sensitive to the heat. So these need to cool for an hour or so, and while they're cooling, we will make our frosting. You need equal amounts of cream cheese and butter, 8 ounces of each, or 226 grams. You will need to sift between 4 and 5 cups of powdered sugar. That's 500 to 600 grams. It is really messy, but don't skip that step. It's important that there's no lumps in it. We'll be putting in 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste, that's 10 milliliters, and we'll be seasoning it with a half of a teaspoon of kosher salt, which is 3 grams. Our butter is unsalted and softened at room temperature. Put that into your mixing bowl and cream it for a minute or 2 until you see it's nice and creamy, no lumps, and then start adding your powdered sugar 1 cup at a time, mixing completely in between each addition of powdered sugar. It will start to smooth and look creamy, and that's when you'll add another cup. When you add cup 3 of your powdered sugar, add your vanilla bean paste in and your kosher salt. This will give them time to be mixed and begin dissolving and flavoring our beautiful icing. After you've added your 4th cup of powdered sugar in, give it a good mix, scrape down your bowl, and then add in your cream cheese. We are adding the cream cheese last because you don't want to overmix cream cheese. It starts to get soft and soupy if you're not careful. So we're adding it in last. Cut it into chunks and then just drop it in a little bit at a time. Once you see that it is combined and the mixture is smooth, your cream cheese frosting is done. So I have about 1 cup of powdered sugar left. I chose to make this a little softer and smoother to spread rather than making it really firm. If you're piping, you may want to add all of the powdered sugar in. And also, if you're piping a lot, you may want to double the recipe. Now let's decorate our cake. I'm going to put my first cake layer on the plate. And I toasted some more pecans. I toasted some more coconut. I took an orange and I used my little zesting tool and I made some pretty little peels. And those are all just for garnish when I'm done. So let's get started. I'm going to cover the first layer and then we'll keep going. I just finished putting a swirl on the icing with my offset spatula. This is so fun. And now I'm just going to put some finishing touches on. I am super excited with the way this turned out. Look, we made a beautiful, beautiful centerpiece showstopper for any occasion that you're having. I can't wait to take a bite. Here we go. Wow. I just got a bite of the coconut and there's a little hint of orange in there. There's so many textures and so many flavors going on here. This is truly an amazing dessert. Well, for any carrot cake lover, this is a masterpiece. It is bright, it's light, it's citrusy. It is an amazing cake for any celebration that you have. If you like making cakes, check out my cake playlist. I have lots of fun cakes in there. I promise you'll love it. I look forward to baking with you in the next video.